Alright, since today's episode and conclusion of the Mitsuki arc lacked canon any material to really talk about compared to others, I guess I'll summarize everything I found interesting and then talk about the arc as a whole and what it could have done better and what it done right. Then you guys can chime in on the discussion and let me know what you think in the comments. Also, a lot of you have been asking for a Nero theory video for Black Clover. I'll be posting that on Monday or Tuesday, so be sure to come back to the channel to watch it. But in general guys, thank you for supporting us. We love you guys, and we have posted Black Clover content here and there. A lot of you missed out on it since, you know, YouTube probably didn't notify you. But we also have a new intro. Please give us feedback or any suggestion in the comment section below on how to improve it. So we start off the episode with Onoki's death being confirmed. Last week I explained how Onoki might just be unconscious and not dead, because in the new Shikamaru novel from 2018 he is featured in it, or at least mentioned I believe, and we know for a fact that those Hiden or novels later become canon due to them being adapted and Kishimoto approving of them. The next arc of Boruto is based on the novels, for example, so we could have assumed Onoki would be alive, but yeah, he's not. Common F to pay your respects. As I stated last week, I think Onoki's death was kinda expected and not as emotional. When we look at the third Hokage's funeral, we can all see the characters crying, sadness and sorrow playing in the goddamn background, and it all broke us down into tears. However, in today's episode, the grandkids of Onoki don't even seem that emotional. It's like they expected him to die, and that does make sense to be fair. I think they were emotionally prepared for it. This is because Onoki is 92 years old, and on top of that, Boruto really did establish that he has an illness and close to death anyways. I mean, just look at Naruto's face during the funeral. He doesn't give a shit. My man came back to Konoha on the same day. He was like, why am I gonna stay in that rusty ass village anyway? I guess this also shows the maturity of the characters we have known from before in Shippuden. We have to remember that they are 32 years old right now. From this funeral, we can see Naruto, Kurotsuchi and Darui being much more composed and understanding the cycle of life and that death is inevitable. But of course, it's all about the message of them passing on their wills and philosophy to the next generation to prosper. If this was the old Naruto when he was 12 years old, I feel as though he would act kinda different and more emotionally based rather than logically. Naruto is Hokage and probably thinks of things much more holistically and maturely. I mean, Kurotsuchi admits how it would take time for the village to regain their trust after what has been done, but Naruto responds by saying she doesn't have to worry about that because he knows she didn't intend for this to happen and it was something she didn't want. I mean, to be honest guys, I don't even know how Naruto is gonna explain the deaths of the Konoha shinobi in this arc, because we come to find out in the village that they lie about everything to the public anyways. Naruto, Shikamaru, Sai all pretty much admit that they are in the Illuminati and they keep up appearances for the advisors and public, and they control everything about what information leaks out. The news even straight up lies to the public on the TV. I mean, this got me thinking deep shit, man. They want the public to think a certain way about certain matters so they don't have an uproar to protest or think negatively about the people in power. Anyways, this also shuts a lot of people up. I mean, the amount of comments I read about Boruto anime being filler, so it doesn't matter and is useless, it's trash. Now that Onoki is dead, who is a huge character, you cannot deny that it is canon and it affects the story of the manga and the future of the show. The manga and anime are separate, you have to watch and read both of them. Moving forward, we have Boruto coming back to the village and it's obviously emotional. I mean, if you say you hate Himawari and her kawaii-ness, you're pretty much heartless, fam. For the next 8 minutes of the episode, all we hear from Sarada and Boruto is Mitsuki, I want to talk to Mitsuki, man. Oh man, Mitsuki, do you love me? Are you riding? say you'll never ever leave from beside me, cause I want ya, and I need ya, and I'm down for you always, Mitsuki. Like, come on, man. Honestly, I am just fed up of Boruto saying Mitsuki this entire arc, and I'm actually glad that this arc is over. So let me know if you feel the same way in the comments. So we come to find out that Mitsuki is a great liar. During the interrogation with Sai, he lies about his intentions and why he went with Lord Ku, and then Mitsuki admits to Boruto later on in the episode about his true intentions and that he was trying to find his will and new comrades. But you know, at this point Boruto will accept Mitsuki even if he said anything to him. If Mitsuki even killed Konoha Shinobi, I still think Boruto would forgive him and want to be his friend. This is where the writing got so questionable to me while I was watching it, because Boruto and Mitsuki love each other in the end and it's great, but Boruto literally has a scene in his bedroom and one with Sarada where Sarada is trying to be rational and logical by saying there are many sides to a person and what we see is not everything, and we learned that all too well this time, which is 100% true and a fact. But then Boruto responds to this by shutting Sarada up and saying Mitsuki will be fine and he never intended to do anything. So then Boruto goes to his bedroom and meets Garaga, his summoning jutsu, and he says, I don't care what he was thinking. Like what? Like what? Are you serious right now?
I'm gay.
This is why I like Sarada and Mitsuki way more than Boruto. Both of them are way better written and more rational. They both are not too judgmental and use logic to base their opinions. They look into people's intentions more rather than their actions, like you should of course, but they also have great empathy to balance it all out. I cannot relate with Boruto at all sometimes. I just think some of the things he says is so dumb and one-minded. Mitsuki literally has admitted he has some questionable intentions and you're choosing not to address it. People died and shit, but you know, whatever. Garaga leaves Boruto, and that pretty much confirms what I said before in my analysis. Garaga was watching through the contract and Boruto the whole time till this arc was over. If Garaga stayed with Boruto, then they would need to explain how did they have this connection and talking telepathically, but now that Garaga is gone, it all makes sense that he was witnessing things through to see if the promise was fulfilled only for a few days. Now the last thing I want to talk about in the episode is about Orochimaru. Orochimaru perfectly explains how Mitsuki is trying to enter phase 3 from phase 2. Orochimaru says he is kinda going through puberty and a rebellious phase, and that's what makes him develop. Everything Orochimaru said about humans and how we are in our nature, I 100% agree with and can understand that logic. We learn through our experiences and interactions with other human beings that are different. We exchange knowledge, feelings and culture through that experience and come to our own conclusion to who we are as people. However, a key detail is that what they said about the scientists that they were working on the fabrications and White Zetsu is that he disappeared and he went missing. All the evidence went missing. Orochimaru says, where does that technology come from if it wasn't from him? So all the evidence of the scientists disappeared, right? And I think the person responsible is Orochimaru Otsutsuki. I say this because we know for a fact that Orochimaru Otsutsuki knows about Kaguya and her plan with the White Zetsu. We know Orochimaru tracked Tonori and he has learnt about Boruto and Mitsuki and what Tonori was planning. Orochimaru even looked into the future of Boruto and says how it is interesting that he could pose a threat to the Otsutsuki in the future. On top of that, he even said how he will make plans to disrupt Boruto. Now we know Orochimaru Otsutsuki has a playful nature and is pretty much overpowered, so he may have taken the scientists to learn about the jutsu and the fabrication technology so he can use it for himself and learn about the ninja world. Orochimaru can make his own ninja with this technology. When Orochimaru saw Sage Chakra, for example, in Mitsuki, he thought it was something new and very interesting. So Orochimaru may be a villain in the future arc and he may be making plans to destroy Boruto or the ninja world. But yeah, maybe I'm looking too much into this thing, you know, kind of going balls deep. But I'm just saying this could be a possibility and a plot device for the writers to use. Or maybe it's Ikara using inorganic technology that created these fabrications. We just don't know. Now let's talk about the arc as a whole and admit one problem we all have noticed. When it comes to Boruto, I know guys, some of you hate me when I be myself myself and be honest. Some of you love me when I do it and appreciate the integrity. Some of you have a love-hate relationship with the channel. I get it, that's just how life goes and YouTube. But I'm never not gonna be honest in my reviews for Boruto. I want Boruto to be successful and a great anime. I mean, just look at the manga, it's fantastic and I love it. So this comes to my point. This Mitsuki arc just proves that the inconsistency really is a problem for the anime, and the inconsistency stems from the writers themselves. Sometimes characters don't act like themselves, sometimes fights don't make sense, sometimes a whole episode is filler and everything is so predictable. You guys witnessed it for yourself if you watch my analysis videos on a weekly basis. I literally predicted everything in this Mitsuki arc word for word and correctly. Some of you even commented on the videos that, oh my god, watching Anime Ball Z reviews are like spoilers because I'm always analyzing it in the correct manner. And of course, I thank you for these compliments, but so you know, that isn't a good thing. I've admitted it myself when it comes to Boruto manga in my last review. I said I don't know what to predict. There are so many possibilities where the story can go and it's amazing. They reveal enough information to keep me enticed and not enough to keep me wanting more and create theories. I personally think it's great writing. So the reason the Boruto manga is consistent to me is because there's only one writer and one supervisor. Kadachi is one person that is centralizing the conceptual ideas and getting them approved by Kishimoto himself. However, when we watch the Boruto anime, Ikemoto and Kadachi have already admitted Boruto anime has 8 different writers. And these writers create many different ideas for a script for every episode, in which they end up approving the best one. So, in my opinion, this results in lazy writing that we witnessed in the Mitsuki arc, and I'm personally able to predict every single thing that happens on a weekly basis because of it. So having 8 different people conceptually making ideas on the anime is obviously worse than having 2 people who clearly know much more about the Naruto universe and the direction that they want to take. I have already talked about the Mitsuki arc in its entirety and what went wrong. Watch my older videos please. But I think this is a major problem we all have to admit. Today's episode, for example, kinda exemplified my point. It was 8 minutes of Boruto saying Mitsuki and it wasn't philosophical at all, when the whole very nature of the topic is. Anyways, I hope you guys appreciate my honest opinion and analysis for this week. I support Boruto, obviously. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, please. And follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll see you guys next time.